My name is Dale Clary. I'm a volunteer for the Convention of States. I'm from here in the Baton Rouge area, and I've been a volunteer for Convention of States for a number of years. We are here at the state capitol today for Advocacy Day, and we're talking to legislators and all kinds of people who are here, because there's a whole lot of people here, about what Convention of States is and how we're trying to reel in a runaway federal government by using the Article 5 of the Constitution. That allows the states to control what the federal government is doing. And we're going to be talking about this on Wednesday, May 11, right?
Right. I'm Clay. I'm a volunteer also for 2 years, and I'm a district captain in the Lower House 70 in Baton Rouge. And we have a monthly meeting every second Wednesday of the month at the Goodwood Library.
Goodwood Library.
The main library.
Okay, main one. And so what time do we start?
6 p.m.
I'm going to be talking about a couple of things. Number one, I'll be talking about Convention of States generally. What is Article 5 and how does it apply to what we're trying to do with reeling in a runaway federal government? Then I'll also be talking about the Louisiana experience. Louisiana has been one of the most active states in the country in Article 5 resolutions. We've passed them from as far back as the early 1900s. And then finally, I'll be talking about the two bills that we are supporting as an organization this year. One relating to education and providing protection for parents who don't want public schools to be talking about sexual identity or gender orientation and those kinds of things. Children are too young for that. And that's really the parents' job anyhow. It's for the parents to talk about, and we're not just talking about sexual matters. Generally, what this bill addresses is gender orientation and some of the sexual matters. And so we want to let the parents take that. Part of the problem from a Convention of States standpoint, we believe in federalism. That is, there's a proper role for the federal government and a proper role for the state government. And the federal government is pushing this gender orientation, identity stuff by using the U.S. Department of Education. That's not their job. That's not their right. So we're trying to keep those rights here in Louisiana and preserve those for parents.
And then this is going to help protect our kids, too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because their young minds can't really handle being able to be told they can change their sex.
I mean, they're not ready for that. They're not ready for that conversation, and that's, I mean, in a way, that's a form of child abuse to be doing that. The other one is going to be an election integrity bill that we're going to be supporting this year, and it's to prohibit the use of private funding in election spending. And we talk about why that's important and what we're trying to do in this bill. So we'll be having a lot of fun. We'll be plenty of time for question and answers. It'll be informal. Come as you are.
How can we do anything whatsoever about the election fraud?
There's lots of things that are going on. In fact, I'm serving on the Voting System Commission this year, and we got one more meeting to make some recommendations on voting systems we're going to be doing in Louisiana. But this particular bill that we're working on, 811, prohibits the use of outside money coming in to defray election costs at the local level. It was prohibited by the Attorney General Jeff Landry back in the 2020 elections. But what happened in some other states is that those election officials got influenced and in some cases got taken over by the people who were coming in with their partisan purposes and lots of money to back it up. And they did actually influence the election in some locations. So that's what we're trying to deal with here. There's a whole lot of election integrity issues going on. This is just one really good one.
I didn't know about Convention of State, but for years I've been saying we need term limits in Washington, D.C. And I was at a gun show, and Convention of State was there, and they told me about it, and that's when I signed up. And I have a lot of friends say, well, why should I vote, or what can I do? A phrase I like is, government works if you show up. So if you show up and vote, it will work. And meaning if you show up, meaning write your state legislators on a bill you like, or you don't like, or call them and all. And it does work, because other representatives told me those calls and letters do work. And I wrote one to a representative, and he personally called me, 2 of them.
It takes time, it takes education, and we have to be persistent to reeling in this runaway federal government. The federal government has taken over things that have nothing to do with the federal government's role in the Constitution, things particularly like education. Or you have examples where the federal government is not doing what it's supposed to do, for example, protecting us at the border. They've totally abdicated their responsibilities. And so what we're trying to do with Article 5, and it was put in the Constitution for this very purpose, was when your federal government is no longer honoring what the citizenry, what we the people think should be done, then we have a way to control them. Congress, the president, and the courts cannot stop this. This is totally controlled by the states, and that's the beauty of it. So we're not taking our country back. We're just putting our country back where the Constitution says it's supposed to be.
Well, where we are right now, that how we got there, those people been working on it for decades to get where we are right now. And we need to, Convention of State and people like us, we need to start working on it to change it.
Well, gentlemen, I appreciate your input, and thank you very much for being here today, and thank you very much for what you do.
And we'll look forward to seeing everybody on May the 11th in Baton Rouge.
Yeah,
at the
May the
Goodwood Library.
11th at Goodwood Library, the main library. Come, if you don't know about Convention of State, come and learn some more. We have a petition you can sign to show you support Convention of State, and one of the three agendas we're doing at Convention of State is term limits for our people in Washington and physical responsibility so they don't waste our tax money. And the other one is to take away power from the federal government, bring it back to state government.
And that's it.
So I'll see you at the meeting.